welcome to letsbuildskill.com. Today we are going to understand the prerequisites to install the Hana scale out system. So before we discuss about the prerequisites, let's understand what is scale out architecture of SAP Hana. So let's assume that you have a Hana box, Hana database, Hana DB, and having a RAM of say 2 TB, and you have a requirement of another 2 TB to perform your daily operations. So if you add a 2 TB VM to existing Hana database, node 1 and node 2, this type of architecture becomes a Hana scale out. Now so what is scale up? If you have say Hana DB with 2 TB of RAM, and you have a requirement of another 2 TB for performing the daily operations, you add another 2 TB to the existing VM. This setup is known as Hana scale up. Now we are going to discuss the prerequisites to install the Hana database with scale out configuration. So let's discuss about the prerequisites of Hana scale out installation. So the first prerequisite is you need to have more than one VM of Hana. That means you can have say 1 TB one box, one VM, and plus 1 TB another VM. Say you are running it on SLES and SLES. This makes your system as Hana scale out system. Now a second requirement, a disk which can be read, read and write from all the VMs. Meaning if you have say VM1, VM2, VM3, which makes a Hana scale out system, should have say /hana /data /hana /log disk accessible from VM1, VM2 and VM3. This is another requirement. Now let's understand the third requirement. So this disk can be shared disk, or this can be a non-shared disk. Now, what is the difference in shared disk and non-shared disk? Let's assume you have VM1, VM2, VM3. So in this scenario you can have HANA data, HANA log attached to VM1, HANA data and HANA log attached to VM2, and this VM is configured as standby, let's assume. In this scenario, this disk and this disk should be accessible across all the three VMs. Whenever there is a failover happens, say for example VM2 goes down, then VM3 will take a role of VM2, and this HANA data and HANA log will be attached to VM3. So if this is the scenario, we are using the disk as non-shared disk. Non-shared. Another scenario is when you have a shared disk. For example, you have VM1, VM2 and HANA/HANA/data /HANA/data is shared across both the VM, and say assume VM3 is your standby, is also covered with both the disk. In this scenario, you have to ensure that if VM2 goes down, then this connection is broken, meaning your VM2 is not able to access HANA data and HANA log, and only VM1 and VM3 is accessible to HANA data and HANA log. So these are the different shared disk and non-shared disk scenario. Now coming to a HANA shared directory or HANA shared disk. So HANA shared /HANA/shared should be a NFS volume which is mounted on your all the VMs, VM1, VM2, VM3, irrespective of a VM is master, slave or a standby. So HANA shared will be mounted across VM1, VM2 and VM3 and so on. So this is about your disk. Fourth prerequisite would be a storage connector. Now what is storage connector? As we discussed, say your VM1, VM2, VM3 has separate HANA data, HANA log, and one of the VM goes down, this HANA data, HANA log should be mounted to your standby. This function will be done by storage connector. So there are two types of storage connector. The one is standard storage connector, and another is provided by different cloud providers or the infrastructure providers, cloud providers, if you are planning to install your database to cloud. So for example, if you think about installing your HANA system to Google Cloud Platform, they has their own Google Cloud storage connector. This is nothing but a shell script which you need to pass it during your HANA installation as a part of a location in global.ini. So these are few prerequisites for installing HANA scale out scenario. There are few more which needs to be configured at the VM level or the OS level, that we will discuss it in another next video. This is a part 1 of SAP HANA scale out deployment. Thanks for watching.